It's all passing. What are you going to do? Make a nice 4-yard gain in that position? Hard throw. Look at that! What a play! What a play! Hall of Fame football play. That goes to Canton. Don, what you...
There we go. Good morning, everyone. Let me get the banners off here so you can see our lovely faces bright and early this morning. Good morning. I'm Rob Mosley, a.k.a. Dolphins Thirsty. This is my co-host with the most, JPF Scout, a.k.a. Digging in the Trenches. So how's the weather? I always have to ask, with that snow cap and a coat on, so how's the weather in Colorado?
It's nice and snowy today, like -9 degrees. It's blowing snow out there. Glad I got the front yard picked up while I did. So now I just got to do the backyard. Morning, Theo. How's it going?
Yeah, welcome, man. Oh, look at you drinking the coffee. You're the coffee drinker. I'm more of a water drinker, so I drink my water for our theme of grab your coffee.
Oh, yeah. I got to get my coffee in.
Look, I'm in shorts. Well, you can't see my shorts, but I got shorts and T-shirt here on in South Florida, so I'm a little bit different. We are supposed to get cool this week and maybe dump into the high 40s, low 50s, supposedly. And that's a forecast for the game against the Packers, actually.
Well, they're glad they're not playing in Denver, because if so, they'd be dealing with Buffalo Bills conditions once again. So that's another thing we can dodge. At the beginning of the year, I thought maybe we'd be playing up here during playoff time, but Broncos are kind of horse shit. So
yeah, the Broncos, man. I don't know. They gave up all that stuff. I'm happy I'm not a Broncos fan right now. And granted, they won a lot more recent Super Bowls than we have, but other than that, I would not want to be a Broncos fan right now. And they gave up a lot of stuff to get Russell Wilson, and he's not even playing up to snuff at all.
Oh, that's okay. They got it back when they traded for Chubb to Miami, though.
I know they got one of their picks back. That's for sure. Theo, where are you at this morning? Are you in South Florida, or are you somewhere else across this nation of ours? But so anyways, I know you got a lot of work that you did in matchups for us against the Packers and stuff.
Yeah, we got some matchups ready to go if you guys want to check them out. All that good stuff. You know, don't forget you're tuned in to live with Dolphins Daily with Thirsty and Digging, my boy over here. His name is Rob. He goes by a.k.a. Dolphins Thirsty. You want to check out some dope Dolphins content. Always got articles, quizzes, throwback stuff, current stuff, draft stuff soon to come on there. Go check out dolphinsthirsty.com because he has awesome articles over there. Check it out. Even he has stuff on like never heard of prospects. You know, you never know what you might catch.
And those are coming down the road, man. Those are coming down the road, coming soon.
Yes, sir.
To the website near you. But anyway, so you're got me thrown off when I see you all weathered up there. I'm like, man, that's
it's cold here this morning.
Literally, and I was just literally in my backyard in T-shirt, and so when I saw you like that, I'm like, holy cow, it's a little bit different on his side of the country. I know. I saw some of those places like in North Dakota, it's gonna really be like with a wind chill of like -40 and crazy crash like that.
Absolutely.
At least you're not there.
Yeah, I've been relaxing, checking out some of those bowl games that have been playing. I was, fortunate enough to sit back and watch a couple of them. So it's pretty cool. I think today they got Air Force and who was Baylor? Yeah, Baylor and Air Force are playing today. I'll probably check that out.
Yeah. And it's my eyes. This time of year you get games when you don't even think
that's awesome.
Game.
It's so cool.
I know. You wish it could be like that year round. So anyway, like I said, we're going to do some throwback if some people come in here and talk about their past favorite Dolphins. We had talked them up and all of that good stuff. But, of course, the focus is on the 2022 season. So are you in the care or do not care category about people like complaining that Tua got snubbed? And then I give you my view on it, So about the Pro Bowl because, they think, oh, he got snubbed. He's an alternate. He was a fan's vote. And, it's not even a game anymore. It's Pro Bowl games, and it's going to be like flag football. And then they're going to have like tic-tac-toe. They're going to have all kinds of crazy
Tic-tac-toe? That isn't in football.
I know. That's what I heard. But I heard the Manning brothers talking about that yesterday. But I was only half listening because I was getting my lunch, getting ready to go to lunch, and they were talking about something about tic-tac-toe.
Man, to be quite honest, I don't think I have a feeling on it one way or the other. Like, honestly, I could care less. I don't care about 2,000 yards. I don't care about Pro Bowls. I seen we had 3 guys voted into the Pro Bowl. That's great. I also seen the Eagles had 6, Eagles had 7, Cowboys had 6, and Kansas City had 6. And in my mind, I'm like, damn, those are some of the best teams in the NFL right there that they just named that had all the Pro Bowl players. But do I think we can't play with those teams? Because you're not going to hear that come out of my mouth. Right. It's not what I think. I don't really care about the Pro Bowl. I care about the Lombardi Trophy, man, and who holds that up at the end. And I just want to have a chance at it. That's all. Just get us to the dance and let's see what happens.
Hey, I take your word, Theo. That was one of the clauses in his contract that he was going to get an extra. I can't keep up on everything, I guess. I didn't know that one. So, but yeah, I don't care either. I'm just, like I say, I want the playoffs. Hey,
if that saves us $6 million, bro, that's awesome. That's even better for the team. Yeah. Sorry, Tua, but love you, but we need to think about this team.
Yeah, he is an alternate, first alternate, I think. So, but no one's going to step out of that unless they make them.
Well, if he's an alternate, then honestly, I think that's just as good as being in it. Like, you're good, bro. In my opinion.
I don't know. We'll see.
I give him love if he's an alternate because if somebody steps out, then he's right there to play tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to do all kinds of different stuff this year, supposedly. But, because no one really cared about the game anyway, but basically had turned into a flag football game anyway. So they just decided, might as well, which is good because do you really want your star player out there having a chance to get hurt because you could still pull a knee to do something. So, I'd rather just make it easier on them. So. Because, like you say, at the end of the day, the Pro Bowl means nothing. But I was just wondering because that was a big topic on Twitter yesterday. I know
everybody is getting into Twitter spats over the Pro Bowl votes.
Yeah, saying some people are, I can't believe he was snubbed. But to me, the biggest snub was Christian Wilkins not making it to the first team. That guy's all pro to me.
Yeah, that's sacrilege, right?
Yeah, so he's an alternate too, but still, I think
if he's an alternate too, then damn, dude, we got. Let me see if you count the 3 we got. What is that? 5? That's 5, man. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Javon Hollins is way down there, right? He's like a 3rd or 4th alternate. And believe it or not,
that's not bad.
And then believe it or not, your favorite tight end, Mike Gesicki, was a 5th alternate.
Get the frick out of here.
I'm going off the top of my head though, so I would have to look at my
the hell out. That's a
but the 3 are the starters: Armstead, Howard, and Hill. And then those are the other ones that
I can't believe Mike Gesicki.
Waddle too. Jalen Waddle, I think, was an alternate too.
Oh, that's cool. But I can't believe the Gesicki one, man. That's a fan voted driven vote process right there. Hell, I probably even voted for him once with all those retweets. So
I know probably, but the difference came in when the players and coaches, because Tua led the fans vote, but then when the players and coaches started voting, then it switched around. But like I said, I don't really care because I care about my Dolphins winning the playoffs. But it was a topic yesterday I wanted to bring up since everyone was talking about it on Twitter.
Right. Yeah, man.
A couple of our regulars in the room. Steve's not going to be here for this, so I guess we can. I was trying to get more of the regulars before I have you give all your A+ material you've been working on diligently the past 24 hours for me. So if you want to dive in. So we want to dive in a little bit on the offense first or the defense first or special teams. I know you break everything down.
Real quick, why don't we just touch on what's not signed for next year? I know we're still got 3 games to go, but
okay, yeah, no,
real fast. I think we should look forward to the future. We need to dump a little bit of cap. I don't know how everybody feels about Emmanuel Ogbah, Byron Jones, Noah Igbenogany, Jerome Baker, and Xavier Howard. Those are all contracts I'm like, I think we might want to look at a little bit.
Too soon though, is Ogbah are you able to get rid of Ogba? Because you
I
just
think
signed his
that,
ass off. Sometimes they have clauses that it's hard to get rid of them in the first couple of years. So I don't
I
know.
think there's a way to get out of that one. I think there
Okay.
is. I'm not positive, but I think there is. I don't know if the team and I don't know how everybody feels about bringing him back. I was kind of skeptical when they gave him the bag. I was kind of on the fence of like maybe we should move him. Same thing with Jerome Baker. Same thing with Mike Gesicki. I think Mike Gesicki walks. Go to the offensive side. I don't know how everybody feels about Austin Jackson. I mean, if you want to bring Austin Jackson back, give him another run, maybe as a tackle, that's fine too.
Yeah.
You still have Liam Eichenberg there. I don't want to give up too early, maybe on either of them, but the other guys maybe could clear you some cap. But then you start looking at the team as a whole from where you sit. You're going to be sitting without some starters. Right now, until you go into free agency, you'll have a Landon Roberts doesn't have a contract. That's your starting middle linebacker. Then you go to the other side of the ball. Actually, just stay right there because Byron Jones, we don't know what's going to happen with him. So then you have a cornerback spot that's open. We need another corner, if not two, in my opinion. So when the cornerbacks come hot and heavy onto the free agent market, I think we need to take a look and grab one, if not two.
We may have to grab like the second tier and not the big sexy names, though.
That's true. What about also? I don't know if I'm sure people have talked about this since everybody talks Dolphins all over the world. We have decisions that we need to make on, that's what it was. Nick Needham and Trill Williams. Both of them are corners. Both of them we could have used this season. I think it drastically changed the way we were going to do things to the defensive backfield. We got decisions to make on both of those guys, and we need corners. So
I think maybe both doable. They just got to, like we always say, they got to stay healthy, and that you can't control, of course. But Needham was playing well up until he got hurt, and like I said, we just started getting little injuries, boom, boom, there. But he was fine. I like him back there as
I do too. Like, who knows what would have happened with Trill Williams? We don't know. He could have been.
I know. He could have
been forced into a role and could have been the guy. So
no, I know. Instead of we maybe talked about him instead of Kohu or whatever.
Yeah, we don't know. We will have
we don't
no
know
idea.
Who outplay who in camp and whatever. But it's just like I said.
Going forward, that's what we got. You know what I'm saying?
The best site there is, I guess, is Over the Cap. They're the one that would tell you all the numbers.
I use that Over the Cap with the calculator all the time.
Okay, that's where I know. So and I haven't been there lately, so I don't know. I know you take some hit if you cut Byron Jones, but you save a little more if you make him a June 1st cut or whatever. And then Gesicki obviously is a free agent, so he can walk away without any hit to us. The contract's over. So
I don't even think you'll get a compensatory pick for that. You might get a third or a fourth. I don't know. I don't know about that. But then you go over to that side. That's fun.
Signed, because we could sign people too, and it eliminates. It just depends if we lose. Do we come out losing more or gaining more?
Exactly. Well, I don't know what's going to happen because I don't know the money. I think we got like $5-6 million right now currently.
Yeah, not much. You're not going to go. You're not going to have a big spree like we've had a couple of years, which is fine though because we're a solid team overall. We just have to.
I agree. We are. We just need a couple things, and the cornerbacks is definitely one of them, and you also need tackles. Yeah, you need a middle linebacker. I was just saying. You don't have no Landon Roberts. If he's not coming back, then you have no middle linebacker to start. Is Tyndall ready to go? I highly doubt it. He hasn't seen the field much besides special teams. But go to the offensive side, then you don't have a right tackle unless you're planning on starting Austin Jackson at right tackle on Tua's blind side, and that really scares me. That gets me queasy.
I don't think they're going to give Austin Jackson the 5th year, option or Igbo. Tua, of course, they're going to pick up the 5th year because that decision comes. They have to pick up, but I don't think they're going to do it. I mean, so that just shows that draft they're going to hit hard enough in that 2020 draft. I just don't see them picking them up. They will let them play next year, but they won't pick up the following 5th year option.
That's what I think will happen as well. I agree with you, Rob. And then you go to the tight end position. You're going to let Mike Gesicki walk. I'm not sure if I like Durham Smythe, but is he a starter really? I think he'd be better suited for like a third tight end role. Then you have Hunter Long and the Tanner Connor kid, which are all on the books. They're all staying.
Yeah, but Tanner Connor, he's just another, basically, his ceiling's probably another Mike Gesicki, though, right? He's not going to be a blocker.
I disagree with that. Nope.
No.
This kid can block, bro. He can block. He can do
You gotta
everything.
remember that's when he came to say he would learn because he played receiver more back in the day. So he said he would learn.
He's young, bro, but he made Bruce Feldman's all freak list. This dude is an animal, bro. He can run. He's got like a 4.3 40.
So why are we hiding him? He's just not mature.
He can catch because he's obviously just they like the way he's coming along, but I guess they don't trust him enough.
No, obviously they like him because they have him on the active. You know, they're not trying to stash him somewhere where they're going to grab him off the practice squad or something.
I'd already be throwing him passes up the seam and out of into the flats.
Well, we tried to throw him a couple and he dropped them. I think he kind of cooled off. I know that's what happens when you're young. Like a veteran can get away with a couple of drops, but when you're a rookie and you drop them, you're like, oh, we're not going back there for a while.
If you want my honest opinion, my kind of little breakdown on Tanner Connor would be Kyle Juszczyk 2.0. So he's a better version of Kyle Juszczyk. He can block the point of attack. He can come. Yeah, I'm keeping that kid. Hunter Long, let's see if he comes along.
Yeah, Hunter Long's a mystery because he was supposed to be a blocking guy and everything, but
he's actually both. He's actually can do a little bit of both. I did a nice
another missing in action guy, so I don't know.
Tight end positions, it's hard to play, bro. It takes 4 or 5 years for these guys to get it. Like, I'll be honest with you, Hunter Long's got a better chance of playing tight end in this league, the NFL, than Mike Gesicki does.
No,
I don't care what anybody says. He's better suited to play tight end. He has the nuances of like getting inside the tight end, like maybe underneath the linebacker, and then maybe around him in different ways than Mike Gesicki does. He sells the blocks better at the point of attack. He blocks better, all of that.
Yeah,
I think Jackson would make 18 million. Not going to happen. 18 million, you're out of here.
Yeah, no, that's it. If you pick up the 50, I think that is the tackle price now for picking up the option.
I'm good on that.
Next year is his regular last year of what his rookie contract, so you can have him for one more year, and then you got to pick. But just say I'm not picking up the option. If he goes and balls out, then you gamble and lose, and you may lose him. But it is what it is.
Nuts.
So I would love it for him to ball out, but it's just he hasn't balled out yet. And then right when you get
ball out, what would he have to do?
Just be really solid. Play a whole season, but just be someone that we're not talking about from week to week, instead of making the stupid penalties he does or letting a guy blow by him and kill our quarterback. Just play consistent level. To me, our current offensive line, if he could play at that level, with a shell, at least that'd be a step up for him. And I think that's the main reason they weren't too worried about Jackson being hurt again, because I think they kind of like Shell there.
I think that Austin Jackson, even like you just said, even if he stepped up and played serviceably, he's not going to earn no $18 million contract. So you're going to move on for him no matter what after the season after that. So, literally, he'd have to come out there and play like Trent Williams in order for me to even consider picking him back up on this football team. And now you got one season to go out there and prove it to us. I don't like his chance. I don't like the chances of it happening. Do I want to give up on the kid too early? No, because he's a first-round pick. But do we have to? Probably, yeah.
Because
when you think about that side of the football, it's so important right now. Now, how we need tackles. I even started thinking in my mind last night, did they bring Eric Fisher here to play some football next year as well? What the hell is going on?
Yeah, maybe. He's young enough for an offensive lineman. He's not super young, but for offensive linemen, when they stay in shape and everything, they're a little better chance to have a longer career. So who knows? I don't know what the future holds, but I just know that.
Yep, none of us do.
Yeah, because I know we have to pay Kristen Wilkins. We got to pay him.
Yeah,
you don't want him to leave. So
you stay on the same side of that football. There, we got no veteran quarterback coming in after this season either. Bridgewater's on a 1-year deal. You have no veteran quarterback. I think
that's why you got Skyler a lot. I think he might be the backup, unfortunately. I know it scares you.
Can't do that. You got to bring in another veteran.
They're going to have the money to sign a big, sexy.
You have to. You have to.
Well, you're going to have to cut somewhere then. I don't know.
So then you got to cut somewhere because you can't just go in. I don't think you can go into the next year with just Tua and Skylar Thompson. Thompson's not ready.
Another younger quarterback under him, maybe. I don't know, or some other veteran that I don't know, someone that you can get on the cheap. You can
say maybe
to your backup when you can't
maybe. What if the Rams are just like, hey, we're done with everybody. We drafted a new quarterback, Baker Mayfield. Thank you, but bye. I'll bring in someone like Baker Mayfield.
But Baker's going to command more than Teddy, probably. I
Can't
think.
give him more than Teddy. You got to be like, this is what we're going to give you, and you have a chance to play if he gets hurt. That's bottom line.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, we'll see. No, it's interesting. But anyway, now we got some people in here, so I'm going to do our little promo. Hey, guys, make sure you like and subscribe. It's Throwback Thursday. Shoot some names in there of Dolphins from the past that you love and everything. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. And, Justin, I guess we can segue into the more of the future, but real future, as in this week against the Packers. So what do you like and don't like? And what are you confident about, and what are you worried about come Christmas Day?
Well, just real quick, we don't have any running backs signed past this season as well.
Oh,
so
yeah,
no running backs. You have 0 running backs. 0.
Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, I want to bring back Mostert and Wilson, but we'll see what they do. But as far as this game going here on Christmas, that we're going to, wake up and have that time with your family and unwrap your Christmas presents and then turn on the tube and hope to catch you a real Christmas present, if you know what I'm saying, which is a Dolphins win. Let's start on the defensive side of the football for the Packers and the offensive side of the football for the Dolphins. You know how I like to do it. We're going to go to the line of scrimmage. We're going to dig in the trenches first. But so when you go Stead versus Smith, which is, I'm sure it's Preston Smith, not his brothers and Darius, who tore our asses up when we played the Vikings. I'll take Stead, and it's by a very slim margin because he's playing on half a toe, half a leg, and half a tricep. So he's pretty hurt, but I'll still take our guy. Then you go to from left to right. So then you go to the left guard, Jones versus Lowry. Oh man, this is going to be a battle. I'll give that a push. So those two positions push. Now this is the position where you want to identify. Just like last week, Milano was your identifier, your key indicator, your sniffer. You're going to want to use this one as the same thing, and that's that Clark. I think his name's Kenny Clark, the nose tackle, the one tech over there that plays for Green Bay, 97, versus Connor Williams. Oh, man, it's going to be a real tough battle. He's going to need help from Jones and help from Hunt, so I'm taking Clark. I'll take Clark in that position. That's the indicator. You're going to want to locate that guy because they like to move him around just a little bit, play a little 3-tech, little 1-tech, boot him outside. You know what I mean? So identify him on the line and help block that guy for sure. Then you go to the right guard. You got Hunt versus Reed. Hunt versus, I think his name's Jerron Reed. I'll take our guy. I like Hunt right there in that matchup. I think he'll get the better of him. He's playing good. He's playing aggressive. In my opinion, he's playing at a Pro Bowl level, but I guess I don't decide that.
Yeah.
Then you go, then you go to the other side of the football, or the other side to the right tackle. You have how do you say his name? Ngabare.
I let you mangle it. That's fine.
Ngabare. Yeah, I mangled that. Mbare versus Shell.
Yeah.
And you know what? The Mbare kid, he's a rookie, but he's playing really well right now. He's got good pass rush, good hands, strong at the point of attack. He can move side to side. Shell's susceptible to the speed rush around the edge. I like Shell, but I'm going to give that position a push. So Mbare and Shell are a push. Lowry and Jones are a push. That gives us Hunt and Stead that I like on the offensive line versus their defensive line.
Right.
So that's how I see it matching up. Remember, I talked to you yesterday, and I was like, they match up pretty good versus us, and I mean, it just makes for a better game. But it's okay, wait, because in the future that changes. When we get to the other side of the ball, we'll talk about that later. But stay on the same side of the football and go to the other identifier for the Dolphins offense is going to be Quay Walker. Number 7, their linebacker they have is playing literally lights out. The other guy sets him up, Clark, right? He sets up the bowling pins, and Walker here, he knocks him down. So this guy is literally the dude who's been the keying their defense is this Walker. You're going to want to identify him. He's a linebacker who can blitz off the edge, come up the middle, play all your running backs out of the backfield, all your tight ends underneath. And then they got right next to him Devondre Campbell, who's a badass. He can tackle. He's hard-nosed football player, getting passing lanes. He's all that and a bag of chips. Really like his game. So they match up well together and form a good linebacker core. Walker versus Mostert, Wilson, and Ingold, and Campbell. So the Campbell and Walker versus Mostert, Wilson, and Ingold.
Right.
That's a key matchup in the game. Key matchup. Okay. And I'm going to give, slight edge to the Dolphins, to the Mostert and Wilson and Ingold. But it's basically like a push with one or the other. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it could go one way or the other because they're both that good. So you're going to want key indicators to the linebackers and to the running backs for the Dolphins. Now, when you go into this is where we've been losing, honestly, a lot of matchups, and because they don't throw to the tight ends a lot and they don't use the tight ends a lot the way they're supposed to in this offense. A tight end in a Mike McDaniel's offense is basically an extra tackle. That's the way you need to look at the tight ends. That's the way you need to identify them from now on going forward. An extra tackle. You might happen to catch a pass every now and then. Okay, so go Smythe and Gesicki, Long and Connor, which they don't really use a lot. So Smythe and Gesicki versus Amos, which is their strong safety. I'll take Amos because every guy's been matching up. We just ain't been thrown to the tight end, so I'll take their guy. But then you go to the wide receivers. You got Hill versus Jair Alexander. This is another key matchup indicator I have. And the reason why is both of our receivers have been all year. Jair Alexander is really good. Don't get me wrong, but Hill's really hard to handle. You're not going to just guard him up. He's going to get his. But go to the other side. This is a very interesting matchup to me. Is Rasul Douglas versus Jalen Waddle. Like this is the one that caught me off like right away. I was like, whoa, what's going on? This could be a way for us to win the football game. A way for us to eat. Rasul Douglas he reminds me of like a knockoff version of Xavier Howard. He's very handsy, wants to get up and press, very grabby. And the reason why he's like that is because he's depending on his savviness of sticking with and mirroring a receiver to overcome, and his makeup speed he thinks he has. But he's a little slower, so he can get beat. Jalen Waddle's quick. He'll cut you up like hot butter. I think that's a matchup we need to exploit. It's a key matchup indicator, just like the Hill one. I think Hill can kind of bring some coverage like Amos and Ford, which is their free safety, out of the box and give Waddle some favorable matchups one-on-one versus Rasul Douglas. So I like that matchup. Then you go Tua versus Ford. I'll take Tua. So Ford is their safety and Tua is our quarterback, obviously. I like the way our quarterback has been playing lately. Ford is a kid who's decent, but he's not no Hall of Fame or Pro Bowl player. So we got five key matchup indicators on our side of the ball, 5 key matchup indicators on their side of the football. See what I'm saying? They match up pretty even.
Yeah. So, well, it could be like, it's going to be a tough game because they're still playing for, throughout all the matchups for a minute, they're still playing. I know they don't have the best record when you look at their record, but they're still in their conference playing for a playoff spot.
They are.
So I don't know what's going to happen Saturday, that maybe they had not have such a great chance, some of those games Saturday. But if they still have that mojo where like, if we win, we can still make it, they're going to come at us. And that all week they're preparing like they're still going to be in it. So it should be a tough, it's going to be a tough matchup.
Yeah, it will be. They're going to come at us. Do you remember when we had yesterday we had Gino on? We had the Notorious JP was on the show, and he was talking that he thinks maybe we should go air it out early and then run the ball late. Honestly, that's a pretty damn good game plan for this. The way that I'm looking at it, and I like right after we got off the air, I started matching this game up and where we can beat them. I know it's a great matchup with Hill and Alexander, but do we really think Alexander can keep up with the best, most explosive wide receiver in the game? No, Hill's going to get his 7 to 10 catches for 100 and some odd yards. That's what I see. And then when he doesn't, the best matchup we have is Waddle versus Douglas because of the speed matchup. If he can just get him off balance one way or another, we can eat off that. So feed it early, feed it often, and then run late. I think that's a good game plan.
But if he gets handsy and everything after, hopefully you get referees that are to throw us a couple of flags for a chain. It'd be nice.
Don't count on that. Not even on
I'm just saying, if he's a handsy guy like you say, maybe that would change too, and he won't be able to be as handsy if he sees a crew that's throwing the flag early in the game. He'd be like, "Uh-oh,"
Right.
and then that would even be more of a benefit. So,
It's
but
true.
I know Xavier, but veterans get away with a little more than younger cornerbacks because they throw it on Tohu a lot quicker than they sometimes do Xavier and stuff. So
It's very true.
yeah, so it's just kind of like that old basketball. The superstar doesn't get called for the foul, but the guy that comes in off the bench gets nailed all the time. But,
That's right.
So I'm not a basketball guy, but I always hear that when people complaining about it, like, oh, LeBron can do whatever and they won't call any crap. But, someone else is like, you can tackle him and they won't even do it. So, but anyway, so hopefully, though, it's going to be a tough matchup. I mean, this is, no matter how we slice it, dice it, it's a tough matchup. Anytime you face a Hall of Fame level quarterback like the Dolphins are going to be facing this week, and Aaron Rodgers, I don't care if he's a little down this year compared to previous years, he's still Aaron freaking Rodgers, and he's capable of carrying a team if he gets hot. And,
I agree.
His receiving core is down from last year. He no longer has Avante Adams to throw the ball to, but he's still, like I said, Aaron freaking Rodgers, and he's, AR-12 is what Javon Holland was calling him yesterday. He was saying,
right.
Asked Javon Holland, "Oh, are you guys talking about the playoffs?" And, he didn't go Jim Moore on us, but he just said, "No, we're not."
Playoffs?
Yeah, he didn't do that. He basically said, "No, we're playing Aaron Rodgers, so we're thinking about Aaron Rodgers and beating the Packers. So we're not thinking about the playoffs." So that's good. I think the team must be focused. They're just more. They know. That's why everyone worrying about. I don't think they're going to be a trap game. At least they're speaking right. It doesn't mean they're going to play right, but at least they're speaking right. That they know that they got to beat this team on Christmas Day to get us back that winning mojo that we've been missing for the past few weeks.
That's right.
We were all riding high. We had a 5-game winning streak. We were feeling confident going out to California that we'd at least pick up 1, if not 2 wins. And, an outside shot at 3, but we came back with 0. That hurts after, going 3 on the road. We're back to friendly South Florida confines of Hard Rock Stadium. So hopefully, the winning comes back with that return back to South Florida, because we need it, my friend. We need it.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. And, we have to beat, of course, the Jets and the Patriots, but you can only play 1 game at a time. And the first game up is the Packers game. So
that's right.
We got to beat the Packers.
That's right, man. Yep.
Anyway, I'm going to throw a quick in it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and
that's right.
Give me a thumbs up. By that, I mean, give me a thumbs up, liking the show. Help us out. We're new here, man. We love getting you guys in here, and it's been fun watching us grow. And, you guys are the reason for it.
That's right. And you know what? If you want to help us out grow here, and you want to donate to Dolphins Thirsty, Dolphins Daily, you can hit me up at the JPF Scout on Twitter and use the money icon, and has a chance for you to donate a couple bucks, dollar helps, whatever. Helps us grow here at the channel, bring you more content, bring you more live, up-to-date stuff, maybe eventually out on location, things like that. I don't know if you have an icon on your Twitter as well.
It's all good.
Yeah, it all goes to the same place. So if you want to help dig in the trenches, you want to help Dolphins Daily, we would love your donation here. Thank you so much. And don't forget to like and subscribe, like Rob said.
So anyway, this week it's going to be cooler for South Florida weather. It's going to be a little bit cool, and hopefully, I was hoping for the big heat advantage. The warm weather and stuff. So, but hey, it's still warmer than I guess it would be in Green Bay. So I guess we got that, but we're not going to have Green Bay come melt down in our weather. So that's not going to be that. There'd be no Buffalo Bills fans complaining that the sun beat them.
Right. Yeah, man. I don't know about the weather advantage. I think the Dolphins needs to go out there and play their game, and don't play down to your opponent. Come ready to play, come ready to finish, and go out there and give me everything you got, because that's what it's going to take for these last 3 games. Let's go on to the Dolphins defense versus the Packers offense. What do you say?
All right, let's do it.
I don't know if Bakhtiari is going to play or not. I think he's questionable from what I've looked at. I think he's a questionable game time decision. But you go Bakhtiari versus Chubb. If not, they're going to have their backup in there, and that's going to be bad news for them. I'm taking Chubb. No one likes to hear that. Chubb's playing bad. Chubb sucks. We lost our money, this and that. Go watch the tape, dude. Wilkins versus his name's Elgin Jenkins over there. He's really good. He can play any position on the line. He can play guard. He can play center. He can play tackle. I like Elgin Jenkins, but I don't like him more than I like Christian Wilkins.
All right, that's good.
So I'm going to take Christian Wilkins in this matchup as well. You're catching a theme here. Then you go Davis versus the kid's name's Myers. He's a former Ohio State center. He's got really long arms and shoots them out quick. He's a real good center. I like this kid's game. He would fit perfectly in our system. But Davis versus him, I'm going to give that a push. I like the matchup for Myers versus Davis. I like Davis, but that's a push. Then here you go. This is a really good one for us. Zach Sealer versus this name might ring a bell for you guys. Runyon, John Runyon's kid. This is John Runyon's son. Plays right guard for the Packers. That's going to be the matchup I'm going to give to Sealer, though. Runyon is really good, hard-nosed. Sealer's a little bit better, a little bit stronger, a little bit quicker, a little bit more agile and better with his hands.
I like Sealer this year.
Yep, really so balling. Do I. He's balling. Yeah. Here's a key matchup indicator on this side of the football for the Dolphins, and that's going to be Jalen Phillips, versus Jaimin. That's his name. I think it's Najee Jaimin or Jaimin, however you pronounce it.
Oh, I lost my co-host there.
I like Phillips right there. So I just jumped right back in. I like Jalen Phillips in that matchup. So I think he can eat right there. He can take Jaimin's lunch. Jaimin better come prepared to play. I see a big game come from Jalen Phillips right here. 2 to 3 sacks with a forced fumble or interception. Something.
I like that.
Something's going to happen.
I like it.
Something's going to happen.
I like it. That's good.
So I like our defense versus their offensive line very much so. When you go back onto our defense, behind Chubb, you got Ingram. Behind Davis, you have Jenkins. Behind Sealer, you got Zimmer. Behind Phillips, you got Andrew Van Ginkel. It's almost the same thing with their defensive line. They got behind Smith Hollins, behind Lowry Watt, behind Clark Slayton. They got a little bit of depth there as well, but we have more. We have more depth. All right. So I think we're looking good right there. I think I'll give you this. I hate giving away my show for Saturday, but I think I got the bricks matchup at the Dolphins have 47 and the Packers have 33. Yeah.
So that's a pretty big.
It's a big jump. Yeah, it's a big jump. It hasn't hit right for us every week, but this is football. Let's stay with the same side of the ball here when the Packers have the ball. There's things that are flashing out at me as I'm matching this game up, and I'm like, damn, man, I don't know what's going to happen. You go outside here to the skill position players. I think they're going to do something along the lines of Xavier Howard matchup on Lazard. I think he'll lock him right up. I take Xavier. Then you go into the slot. I think they'll do something like Keon Crossing versus Dubs. I like Crossing barely because of Dubs is not as experienced as Crossing. Go to the other side. You got Kohu versus Watson, 2 young speedsters. Watson's good, man. You got to watch out for this kid. He could take Kohu's lunch. I'm going to give that matchup a push. That's a push because it's going to be a favorable matchup. Now, here's where it gets a little weird, gets a little tricky, and our friend of the show, Steve Malloy, brought up is Randall Cobb still a Packer yesterday. This is a key matchup indicator for me because this is where you could get torched. You could get burned down here all day long, and all Aaron Rodgers has to do is sit back there and just throw it to him every time he's open. And he'll be open a lot if you don't have a plan. And that's going to be Randall Cobb versus your number 4 wide receiver. I have a note right here. Who's covering Cobb? ? Like literally, who's covering him, dude? Because I don't know. Are you having Bethel cover him? Are you having Noah Igbenogany cover him? Are you going to have Kohu cover him and Crossing over there on Watson? Because if you do, that's a recipe for disaster. Watson will eat Crossing's lunch. You don't want him over there. I think he'll get ate up by Dobbs. So it's like I like him, but very, very slightly do I like him only because of his experience over Dobbs. Now, if you're going to have him play versus Cobb, I don't know, man. I'm scared there. Like, is Hallman going to guard Cobb? You better have a plan for Cobb. So figure it out. Key matchup indicator, Randall Cobb.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Okay.
Okay, go to the tight ends. Tight ends have been tearing our asses up all year.
Yeah,
I don't care what anybody says. Go look since Eric Rowe smacked that Akins kid down there, the Texans kid on the sideline, caused that fumble.
Yeah.
They found something in that game and started eating off of it, and now everybody's copying it.
Right.
You got Tunyon, who's their starter versus Holland. Is that going to be the matchup? I don't know. Holland dealing, I think he said he's got a pinched nerve in his neck, or he had a stinger. I don't know what's going on. Holland versus Tunyon, I'll take Holland. Then you go to their second block. The second tight end's a blocking tight end. You've heard of him. His name's Mercedes Lewis. He's been in the league for 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
He is a receiving threat down there on the goal line, and maybe even for a sneaky first down here or there. He can catch. He's a veteran. He's a blocker. He's a blocker, though. Make no mistake about it. Mercedes Lewis is an extra tackle in this offense, and he's a good one. Then this is the one that scares the hell out of me right here. If you think the Cobb one is scary, I think his name's Jacob or Jason DeGuara, their third tight end. Watch out. I'm going to tell you right now, watch out. This dude will eat your damn lunch. He'll take you over the middle. He'll take you at the flat. He can block. He can do a lot of things for that team. That's a key matchup indicator. I have keywords like watch him. Watch him shit with who? I don't even know who they're going to put on that. If you see that kid come into the backfield, the DeGuara kid, they're passing. Be ready for a pass. Be prepared. Have your defense. Boyer needs to be telling these guys this stuff that I'm telling you. Key matchup indicator Cobb. Key matchup indicator DeGuara. You need to have somebody over there matched up on both. Now, if Eric Rowe can play, man, I'm putting Eric Rowe on DeGuara and be like, dude, you need to handle him. Do not let him go. Don't let him behind you no matter what. Cobb kid, man, I don't even know what to do, dude. I really don't.
Yeah. Hey. Hopefully the Dolphins do, man. That's what the good thing is.
I don't make that money to make that decision. I mean, the best bet I could give you is throw like, Igbo, here's your big chance. Go out there and prove that you can guard somebody up, because this is it. And he's a veteran, a savvy veteran who will eat you alive underneath, outside, inside, out, outside, inside, however. So maybe Bethel. Maybe they'll throw Bethel over there. But then you get back into the same matchup. It's crazy, dude. They got a good offense. Aaron Jones scares the hell out of me, and that's their running back versus our linebackers. Oh, my God. I don't know, man. It's favorable if he's running the football, but it's not favorable if he's out of the backfield in motion.
I agree.
And a receiving threat.
Off in the run as far as, them actually running the ball. But, backs coming out of the backfield, just look at CMC. They ate against us.
They tear our ass up, bro. You got no one to put on this guy as well. That's my whole thing, is why they're going to have maybe some success here too. I don't know. But you got to figure out what you're doing with Jones. Who's going to cover him? Duke Riley can't cover him. Freaking nothing right now. I don't know what's going on. He's all over the place. Maybe you should just break out Channing Tindall and give him a chance. What the hell is it going to hurt? You've got no one else who can cover running backs.
At least he has the speed to make up some ground if he messes up. So.
Bingo. We got to have someone to cover Jones. He scares me out of the backfield from a receiving threat. Am I worried about him rushing for 100 yards? No. If he snaps one, maybe. You got to worry about this dude out of the backfield mixed with DeGuara, Jones, and Cobb. I don't know, man. With everything else you got to cover with Lazard and Watson,
of course,
Dobbs,
not to mention Aaron Rodgers leading the show. So
there you go. There's the next matchup: Rodgers versus. Because I think they're going to play Holland in the box more, don't you? If Javon plays, he's going to be playing in the box more. So that means Vernon McKinley, the rookie, versus Aaron Rodgers. I'll take Rodgers. That's the matchup I would take. If they have a chance to exploit it deep, they'll throw on this kid. Does that mean Vernon McKinley can't make the play of his life and pick off the great AR-12? No, he could, but he's got to play it right, man. Like, this is dangerous, bro. We're faced with a dangerous weapon. But I have key matchup indicators: Dolphins 7, Packers 4 on their side of the football. Okay. So they have four guys that scare the heck out of me, and the rest of it I give to our defense.
Well, that's good. I hope that you're not looking at through dolphin-colored glasses. If that's true, then we're in good shape. I like it.
Yep.
So,
One
hope
more
so.
thing too. AJ Dillon, I heard Gino say that he was a game time decision. I think that's a push if you're handing him the football, rushing it, attempting to run the ball. Roberts and Baker versus Dillon is a push, but he's a questionable game time decision. Behind Dillon and Jones, they don't have 0 running backs on the roster. So if they were going to use one, they'll have to promote one off the practice squad.
Okay.
0 run. This would be a flash indicator of how the offense operates to you.
Yeah.
They have 2 running backs. One of them's a pounded at you running back, and one of them's a receiving running back. So they don't really run the football. They throw it.
Yeah. Hey, more or less what the Dolphins have done overall. You've been pounding the table for the run for the Dolphins. But yeah, of course, when you got Aaron Rodgers, you're going to throw the ball. I mean, that's how it goes in the NFL. If you got one of those franchise quarterbacks, you're going to use them until you lose them, and
That's right.
They're going to keep on going at it. I just looked. The time flew by. It doesn't look like we're going to get our buddy Evan. I hit him up with a link for tomorrow's show.
Yeah, he said he couldn't make it. He gave me a text just a minute ago.
Okay. All right. No problem. I sent him one for tomorrow's show too. Then.
Yeah, tomorrow's fine.
Yeah, hopefully he joins us.
Yeah, don't forget to be tuning in. You guys don't forget to tune in, man. Stay tuned in over here. Next week we have an exciting week coming to you. Next week on Wednesday, got a nice surprise for you guys. So stay tuned.
Yep, good stuff, man. Thank you, Justin, for hooking that.
Oh, that's Gino, bro. Gino hooks us up.
Yeah, hey, so make sure you join in next Wednesday, guys. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining. I think we've hammered just about everything. I hear you sound a little bit nasally there. I hope you're feeling okay.
I'm always like in Colorado.
I know it's always like that. Anyway, anything else you want to add before tomorrow's show? I say we close up.
No, we can close it up and wrap it up even here before the 50-minute hour. But yeah, I still think there's chances to exploit other people's practice squads, and you're not doing it. We've only made one poach all season, which was Justin Zimmer. There's stuff you can still do to help this football team. I don't know what that move is going to be, but you need to make moves and don't hesitate to see one come for the future, like to make a little bit of future planning moves and like maybe drop someone now. It could happen, or they could do the opposite and keep everything they got and just go forward. But
that's moving forward, like their game plan is. I mean, I know how that could change on a drop of a hat. It could be real quick, but for right now, it just seems like they're moving forward.
Yep, I think so.
Boom. Yeah. So who knows, man? I don't know. I know you know all these practice squads better. So maybe if there's a middle linebacker sitting out there, or a defensive back, or offensive line seems to be the sexy thing we always go after this year. It's like every time we move lately, it's been a new offensive lineman on the practice squad. So they're still trying to juggle that position.
It's crazy you bring up the middle linebacker, because weeks ago, I think I brought it up on a show we were doing. Man, we should have jumped on it then. The Patriots had Jamie Collins sitting on their practice squad. He knows our defense, but they activated him, and now he's part of their active roster. If you would have jumped on that before the game, it would have been ideal to have him going into the matchup with the Patriots as well. So sometimes you just got to think ahead and just get gutsy and just be like, yeah, we're going to poach this dude. You out of here. Boom. Just make the move.
Yeah. Oh, I know. They don't mind poaching people and then dropping people. It's a tough business. So these guys on the practice squad.
Would you rather have Sammy Iguodala or Jamie Collins?
Nah, I know, of course. Man, that's a name. Hey, Sammy Iguodala's a preseason, Hall of Famer.
Right. I'd rather have Jamie Collins.
I know you would. That's why I didn't answer, because I try to go with my Finns all the time. So
right.
But anyway, guys, thank you for coming in today. Make sure you like and you subscribe. Always, everything Fins up. It's great having you guys. And okay, that's it. I'm done for today, Justin.
That's right.
Not much more to say. So I close out by watching an old video from the past, and that's about it. It's all good, man. Thank you, Justin, and we'll go tomorrow.
Yes, sir.